You're listening to Chunktober from Two Chunks and Hunk. Razor claws and gnashing teeth, eyes that burn with hell's heat, climbing to the world above to drink their fill of human blood. Listener, make your final stand, for the hour of monsters is at hand. You can't hide and you can't flee the creatures of Chunktober III.
Hello and welcome to Two Chunks and Hunk. My name is Jordan Wonders, and this week I'm your chunk.
Nice.
Hey,
That was fun.
I need to know, hang on, before we do any more show, pause show. Were you like in the moment, like I got to do this, or were you like a couple days ago, like this would be a great way to start the episode?
Right in the moment, baby.
I love it. I'm actually not.
I
That
really
was a
enjoyed
game
that.
time decision.
I really enjoyed that.
I'm Doge, and you will have long blonde hair, big green eyes, and world-class chunks.
Nice.
And I'm Carter, and Roger that, Bert, and congratulations. Be advised, however, that there are two more mother hunkers.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Carter, you
okay,
are-
why are you the hunk? Just do it.
Yeah,
Just do
to my
it.
knowledge, you are
Drop
not a
the
mother,
pretense,
but you are a hunker.
I'm not a mother, but I am a hunker. It is today, on this Tremors day, my birthday.
Congrats.
Also, though, on this recording day, I was in a pickleball tournament with my friend Mike Trozo.
Mike, friend of the show.
Big friend of the show,
Mike
was
Trozo.
on this very show. It was our first tournament together. We came away with the silver.
I love
We walked
that.
away, which it goes with more anyways. So
Yeah,
medal,
that's true.
Will be an accoutrement.
Nobody talks about that. How really, for modern tastes, silver should be first place.
Yeah, I mean, it's the
silver just looks
worthiness
better.
of it, though. It's worth more.
Sure,
Gold is
but,
worth more these days. But, yeah. So, yeah, pickleball runner-up and 34 years old on this day.
Wow,
It's
That's all we
crazy
got.
to me. It's crazy to me that there's a whole game out of hitting a pickle back and forth like that.
It
Like,
is,
I
yeah.
would have thought
What
that
kind
it would
of-
squish.
It's messy.
What kind
Yeah.
of rackets do you use? Because I would assume it's just pickle.
Oh, it's a pickle racket.
viscera everywhere.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
It's more of a net to catch.
Like a
So it's pickle- it's like pickle lacrosse.
a little bit like
Pickle
lacrosse.
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 I actually heard that
drop the pickle.
I heard the only way to win first is if you hit your pickle so hard with a tennis racket that you turn it into fries. It's like you French fry cut it long ways.
Pickle fry.
If I had a nickel for every pickle I had turned into French fries with a racket, I'd have 2 nickels.
That's incredible.
Wow. It's 2 more than me.
We should talk about a movie.
I actually think pickleball talk is going good so far.
I agree.
No, I'm fine to move on. I wish we would.
Okay.
Can't wait.
If you couldn't tell by how absolutely shaken I was at the beginning of this recording, we are continuing our Creature Threacher Chunktober III series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
quite a
we're
flex
doing
here.
it. We're doing it with style.
Yeah.
Because today we bring you the 1990 Kevin Bacon classic.
Amazing.
1 word, 100 syllables if you vibrate correctly. The name of this movie is, of course, Tremors. So, Doge.
I think I would get a headache if I did
Listen,
that.
we've
That's
done a
all.
lot of dumb things on this show. That
Sure.
I can't think of much dumber.
No,
Think harder. Think harder. I do, speaking of dumb, need a synopsis from you.
Tell us.
This week's IMDb synopsis comes to us from Brave Worm Fighter K. Snyder 19.
Okay.
A group of people in a small, peaceful town named Perfection, located in Nevada. The peace becomes hysteria once people are being killed underground in mysterious ways. The town then investigates and will do anything to protect their town and themselves.
Dang. As if it's not already assumed you want to live.
This
They're also
synopsis
protecting themselves.
got an 80% on the assignment from their English teacher that
You know
told
who
me
we
to
need
write
one
a
all the time?
synopsis. No, I
Is
love
Nick
it.
Reganis.
That's great. We do need
We
Nick
do need
Reganis
Nick
at all
Reganis.
times, though.
So much.
Okay.
You mean to audition a replacement Nick Reganis? There's a person by the name of Todd Baldridge who's written just some real grade A synopsifying here.
Can't tell
I mean, if I can
you're
get
being sarcastic.
Nick, I'd still like to get Nick where I can get Nick, but it's always nice to have a backup plan.
Maybe Todd can be our backup. Todd says, trying to escape their dead-end life in the desert town of Perfection, Nevada, Valentine Val McKee and Earl Bassett find themselves sidetracked when corpses mysteriously start piling up around them. When Val and Earl have a run-in with some creepy tentacled creatures that have made lunch out of a road crew, they retreat back to the town to spread the news. Although these monsters are not exactly intellectuals, their mental powers are still mind-boggling. Detecting a human hiding in a car, they dig under the vehicle, causing it to sink into the earth.
Well, don't
Val
give
and
us-
Earl get help from several
I'm out.
townspeople. It's too much.
out.
Todd, listen.
Pretender
Nick.
to the throne, Todd. No.
Get out of here, Nick. You had moments, dude.
there's
but you're
no way.
out of here.
There's
We
no
have
way.
we have a promised king, and it is Nick Reganis.
It
And you
is
can sit on the
Nicholas.
chair all you want, but you are no King Reganis.
As soon as we
true.
start chanting Nick's name, we'll find out he is the manifestation of pure evil.
Yeah.
He's not really here for us. He's here to destroy us.
Yeah. How terrible would it be to find out that there's no way Nick's a bad person. He's just not. There's no chance. How does one critique Tremors? I've been struggling with this since my watch.
There's a reason for that, though, I think.
Sure.
And I'm going to super pump RN, TBH, FWIW,
WOW.
LOL. Wow. I think it's hard to critique because Tremors has managed to be both, in my eyes, a really successful B movie
Yeah.
and a really successful creature feature.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is not a B movie.
Yeah.
Because there are moments that I'm like, man, that's great. That's like not over the top gross. This idea is so fun
Yeah.
that it's not like we're just there to poo-poo on how bad this movie is. Because lo and behold, I'm surprised that, I was watching Tremors monthly. Like it felt like with TNT or TBS, this was Con Air levels of watching.
Sure.
And so I was familiar with it. It was fun to come back to it, but I was not, it was in the time of my life where I wasn't looking at Rotten Tomatoes. I was surprised to see this is like 85% critically.
It doesn't shock me. It doesn't
on
shock me.
Tremors.
It
But
is
it
both.
doesn't, right? But it also does. It's
Yeah,
like
fair.
this wonderful middle that I'm so glad this is where we landed when we flexed from another movie we might have been doing right now, because it is clearly a creature feature and it's a fun thing to talk about. It's a very unique movie.
It is both so good that it's good and so bad that it's good at the same time. It perfectly threads that needle. That's going to be my super pump as well, is just the consistent commitment to whatever tone this is.
Yeah.
I feel like they identified it early on and absolutely nailed it. Like this movie is 100%, I believe, what it was intended to be.
You know who is the champion for that? If we had a specific being, it is the fact that Reba McEntire is in this movie, but it feels like she's good. But it's
good
like,
here.
but it's
Yeah,
also,
right.
but it's
Yeah.
it's also exactly Reba McEntire's lane.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So there is. Did I miss somewhere? Does it say where this is actually happening? Did I miss
It's in
that?
Nevada
It's in
somewhere.
Nevada.
Yeah.
So this, you could have told me Nevada, New Mexico, somewhere out in West Texas. Doesn't matter. You could have told me that this happened in any like tiny little baby oil town anywhere, and that it went down exactly like this. And I'd be like, yeah, no, I buy that. I feel like they could probably scrap together something. Like just a crazy doomsday prepper building pipe bombs as they use a cat to pull a semi-truck trailer that's got the top torn off of it. That like
Guys,
a DIY armored transport.
yeah.
y'all, I had a moment in this movie where I was like, Jordan Peele, you sneaky devil. Was Nope inspired by Tremors?
Nope
just a bit.
boy
Interesting.
Tremors? Yep. I thought the
Interesting.
same thing.
Did you get that, though?
Exactly
I
the
was
same
like,
thing.
I could see that.
wait. People that were not, we did not, they were just as much as like, no, it's very different, but I'm going to be silly. Frodo was born equipped to save the world, right? But he doesn't look like it. So it's also like Reba McEntire and her husband and Kevin Bacon were equipped to kill these creatures. Because in my mind, like, granted, there's 3 more of these movies, and I think there might even be some more branches.
Dude,
of
there
that.
are 7 more Tremors
Dude, okay,
movies.
so
Wowzers.
okay. So yeah, and I think they lean more B from here on out.
They do,
Yes.
yeah.
And they don't catch the magic like a lot
They're
of these
actually
things will
all
do.
called Bremers, which is weird.
Brimmers, just almost there, just the brim. But yeah, I think it is. It is a lot like Nope in some ways,
Yeah.
which is hilarious.
I got that same
Very
thing.
different, but very similar
Right.
movies. Yeah,
Because I think this is actually like a very good creature feature.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Like
I
a
completely agree.
world-class example of a creature feature. Like you could strip all of the capital letter nouns from this and replace them with creature or person and like have a pretty solid blueprint template for
like
like
a
you
template.
can make any creature feature really well out of the skeleton here that is Tremors.
yeah. I love it, dude.
Yeah.
I think I agree
love
with that. Yeah, I think I agree with that because we get a multi-phase creature because at
Yep.
the beginning we think it's one thing, it becomes another. And that's, to me, a big part of a good creature feature is the mystery at the beginning. That's where the host fell short for me.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
A big part of a
That's
good
also-
creature feature is going, what even
Which-
is this?
Is something that
there
Nope
was-
did well.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was also a theater packed in the late 80s having no idea really what Alien was going to look like.
Right.
Yeah,
That was just like, oh, there's iterations of this.
totally.
There's such a terror in that of being like, oh, it's bigger than I thought. Oh, there's 3. Like,
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. There's
And,
something.
and how we could distinguish them because Big Mom or whoever ended up being the last one to be killed
Stumpy,
is the
yeah.
one that they went ahead and cut one of those tongues off of. That's so fun. I love all that kind of stuff too.
I did find myself wishing when they're like, there's 3 of them, that actually there was one of them. And the worms that they were seeing,
With the tongue of an even bigger
worms
one.
all the way down.
Man, what is it about me specifically? And sounds like maybe you too, that in every creature movie, I'm like, show me the mom. Show me.
Show me the old one that's
Yeah.
been here since before the
Dude,
first
100%.
sunrise.
Kaiju, very
Yeah.
kaiju.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's like,
that's so fun.
It's like, yes, there's worms, but are they larvae? They're a big one.
these are only the babies.
Right. Yeah. I don't
These were
know.
only the babies.
I don't know what it is about me that every time I see a monster, I'm like, good, more. Good, more.
Yeah.
More. Yeah, okay. I'm going to super pump. That sucks. I was going to hold it, but we're on the subject. It's the graboids, man.
They're such
They're
a good
perfect.
movie monster, dude.
They're perfect. They're gross.
Yeah.
The
They flexed
final
so many views of this
squeesh,
monster.
The final squeesh when it falls from the cliff and busts open like a pinata. It's hollow. I hate it.
Yeah, that's
I hate
yucky.
it.
That's big
It's
yucky.
horrific. It's got a beak like a bird and its tongues are mean. It's
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
more?
it's a great creature.
What more do you want?
Yeah.
From a creature.
I'm gonna let's do a little quick scenario here in
I'd
the
love
middle of
that.
this. It is my birthday. Would you
birthday.
rather come up against and we're getting each of the creatures in their environment. I'm only giving you 2 right now.
Yeah.
Would you rather have you're in a cave with 2 descent boys?
Sure.
Or one, you're dealing with one of these Tremors, these graboids.
Well, this is a great question. And first of all, happy birthday. I just want to say officially,
Yeah.
like, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wow,
Just wanna
that's
make,
big.
like, a big deal
That's
about
really
that.
big of you, Jordan.
Appreciate that.
It's the first time I'm
You're such a good
hearing
friend.
about it, but I'm
What a great
just want to say
friend.
happy
Yeah.
birthday. And then
Yeah.
that's easy. It's 2 descent monsters. That's easy.
I don't
Disagree.
know, dude.
Disagree for me. And also I do want to say happy birthday, Carter. Obviously.
Thank you very
that goes
much.
without
I
saying.
appreciate that.
Happy birthday, Carter. For me,
Very kind of you.
it's one
time I've heard that
graboid.
today.
It's one graboid instead of 2 descent boys.
No way.
Absolutely one graboid.
I might be with Doge on this one.
You're out of your mind.
So it's 2 humans versus 1 dumb worm.
But I'm in a cave. That's what I'm saying. I'm
yeah,
like
in a cave where
their
I can't
crib.
see. Sorry, I'm out.
No, I'm
I
very
want to
strong.
blind fight a slimy boy.
Nah.
Yeah.
Is that
I
what
don't
pickleball is?
Because I'm in.
Because
Yeah,
actually,
very
that
similar.
sounds great if I get a racket.
Yeah, no, I'm fighting the 2 cave dwellers, and here is why. I am rendered useless versus a graboid. I don't live near a lot of rocks to climb up on.
It is in the name of the city where we both live, sir.
Yeah, but that's simply
It's an
wall.
entire rock wall. My
Go
God.
over the water. We live right on the water.
There is no proof that water stops them, first of all. Second of all, I've never made a pipe bomb before. It feels illegal. I don't think I'm supposed to do that. So
I actually don't think the police
You
like
out
it
in
if you
Nevada
make
with a
those.
graboid or in the water with a shark?
see, now I'm fighting the graboid because sharks terrify me.
Yeah, sharks
even
is a
more
no.
than the graboid could.
Did you know one of the titles for this movie was Land Sharks? They were going to
Yes.
call these
What an
guys Land
awful idea.
Sharks.
Interesting. I'm
Woof.
glad they didn't go with that.
That sucks.
That's when it's
Yeah.
full B. That's going to change the
Yeah.
whole outlook of the movie.
Dang,
So what
you're
is
right.
it? What is it that keeps this from being full B then? Because I was this is the first
The
time
acting.
in probably a
B
decade
movie's
that
acting
I've
is
watched
awful.
Yeah, the
Yeah?
acting is part of it, but hold on. I want to stick to the title conversation
Okay,
for a second because
okay, okay.
that's a really good point, actually.
Also, happy birthday,
Yeah.
Jordan.
Thanks, man.
Oh, wow, yeah.
When you watch like a sci-fi channel, like a crappy B movie that nobody's going to like, oftentimes it takes something that exists and makes a fictional version of it, right? So like, land sharks or like croctopus or like those
Mega
kinds of
piranha.
things where it's, like where
Sharknado.
it does weird thing, but the moment you call the graboids land sharks, I'm not afraid of them as much anymore.
No.
But calling them graboids, and it's like, are they worms? Are they maggots? Are they bird larvae with beaks? What's the deal
Oh,
here?
the slow reveal was so good. The
It's-
guy
Yeah.
up on the power line.
It's perfect.
Oh my God, it was good, dude.
It's perfect.
It was good. I caught myself too, the ingenuity of 1990 here
Yes.
of like the worm's eye view
Nice.
was fun. Like moving quickly underground, like we
Sure.
would see them, and then they would kind of almost have like as if we're side by side with them in the cavernous underground that they're going through. Like all of the ways that we saw them and experienced them were so fun. I thought it was great.
I have to imagine that this movie was a blast and an entire half to be a part of.
It was Kevin Bacon's character arc of his actual life and feelings about this movie is fascinating.
Yeah.
I got lost in some of that. He thought at the time that this was a possible career ender. He was
Sure.
like, I can't.
That's a valid
I cannot
concern.
believe that I'm doing this. And for a long time, years and years after, would still say that was the worst. It's kind of like what Clooney would be saying about the Batmans that he did.
Yeah, right.
But Kevin has really come around on it. And he was
Good.
like, you know what? Like, that was a good movie. And I was really depressed. And there was a lot I was going through during that time. And I don't think I was looking at it in the lens of really how much fun it was. I say all that as a testament to he said it was a blast.
Fun.
He had such a fun
said that
time.
this was
filming
his
that
favorite movie of his. I read that too, that he like doesn't watch his films, but he's seen this one. He said at least
So many
25 times.
movie. Yeah. Same,
And he was
Kevin.
he's like, I've been trying to recapture the way we felt on set making Tremors in almost every movie I've done since because it was so much fun.
That's awesome.
Isn't that awesome
what
to
a
hear?
fun crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reba is there. I mean, Reba's there.
You're just hanging out with
During
Reba.
arguably the height of her career, for sure.
This is
She
big
was-
Reba years.
My age in this movie, but had already released 12 albums.
Yikes, first of
Dang,
all.
dude, you're sleeping on it.
She has perpetually apparently looked
my one.
45 to me.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah,
it's the
for sure.
fluffy hair that really
It's
did
the
it.
fluffiness, absolutely. She looks like a
Doesn't
live,
she have
like
one
a
of the
real
most
human.
recognizable voices
Oh yeah,
of
Yeah,
all time?
dude.
completely. I was going to say she looks like a real human version of the poodle that does aerobics in Oliver and Company in this movie.
Amazing.
Something else to the credit of this movie, which being made in 1990, it deserves all of this credit. There were a lot of moments. I saw this movie when I was like young. I probably watched it on TV. So I hadn't really seen it for a long time. So I didn't know what I was really getting into content wise. And there were multiple moments where I felt myself bracing for some insensitive humor or some cheap shots at some
you had the
marginalized
setting.
people groups.
Yeah.
And it never came. This movie
No.
is just fun. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't go too deep. It doesn't get too serious. Even when
Yeah.
people are in danger, it's funny. It's
Yep.
fun.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Talking about like the acting again is part of one of the big things for me specifically that made this not a B movie.
Yeah.
Like Fred Ward is perfect, right?
Absolutely. It's the genuine chemistry between Fred Bacon.
Yeah,
Fred
Val and
Bacon.
Val and Earl.
Fred Bacon, their couple name.
Fred Bacon. Val and Earl are it. Like
Yeah,
they are
incredibly.
freaking Bumpkin, Rosencrantz, and Guildenstern. fighting a
I
monster.
do.
you know?
Obviously, I know you're not saying this, but I want to give all the credit to Finn Carter as Rhonda, who is.
Yeah. Finn is great.
We get a 1990s female protagonist who is not a sexualized object, but instead is more than capable of handling herself and like contributing to the party. I don't know. I again,
Not
found
only
myself
is she-
bracing myself and didn't need to.
Yeah. Not only is she not sexualized, but the script even has her remove her pants, and the movie's not like, hey, check out what you get to
out.
see.
Check out this
Off
underwear, baby.
Exactly.
It was just like,
Exactly.
no, I'd take my pants off too. I was
Sure.
scared.
If a worm was eating me by the pants, you best believe I'm
If
slipping out
anything,
of those
I'm going to
bad
go out on a
boys.
limb and say, if anything is eating me, pants first. Pants are coming off.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But like, even the movie kind of even calls attention to what you think a girl in a horror movie will be in the 90s, with Kevin Bacon
Yeah.
saying, you know, your quote at the beginning.
Yeah, he
goes,
called it right up.
like, here's what she's going to be. She's going to be
Yes, that's
this,
great.
this, and this. And then when she isn't that, he's disappointed. And then all of a sudden he's like, oh, she's cool. Oh, she's smart. Oh, she's fun. Oh, she's, like,
Yeah, he's like, oh, she's a person, not just a list of descriptions.
man.
In the screening, though, wasn't there a screening where they don't kiss at the end? And
Oh,
then
I
they
didn't
went back
read
and
that.
refilmed
I'm
that.
not sure.
Good.
So
I'm
there
glad
was a
they did.
screening where they don't kiss, and everybody at the screening was chanting or kiss her because like the chemistry was
They know it's
clearly
a
there,
movie,
and it
right?
was
In
it
the
was
90s, they
it
didn't
was
get movies. They didn't.
everyone's
know
focusing so
pre-film.
much on survival that we don't get very intimate, and so it was. I guess the producers thought we don't really need that, but then people were cheering, and they were like. That ended up being the credit roll on that.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love it that
man.
they ended up going back and filming that really quick.
There is
Dude,
a
how
type-
fun would it be to go to like a theatrical showing of this?
That's a 10.
Like
That's
at Alamo or
easy a
something
10.
if they
You got to
did
know
a-
Alamo's done this before.
They've got to, man.
Sure, dude.
That would
I
be
bet there's
so
like
fun.
a
Such an Alamo
Tremors
vibe.
quote along or like a dress up party
Yeah.
or something. There is a type of characterization in a movie like this that is, I think it's fair and not derogatory to say that this movie is like all surface level. There is, LOL.
Well, not
sorry.
the worms though. The worms are pretty far actually
I-
underneath.
Believe it or
He
not,
walked right into it and
unintentional.
realized it.
Believe it or not,
Oh.
unintentional. But you know what I mean? Like there's not a lot of like lifting and searching for meaning here. This is all what
No,
you see
it's
is what
about
you get.
worms.
But
It's like that Stephen King quote about what is it, Maximum Overdrive, where he's like, "This is not a movie about people and their problems. This is a movie about a car that eats people."
that's
the-
Christine. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This is not a movie about people and their problems. This is a movie about worms that live underground try to eat you.
There is a characterization in this type of movie that doesn't require you to think and just requires you to have fun that I really love. And it is the Val characterization of the sort of not dim-witted, but just like in his own world guy who is a good person and is willing to
had
do the
friends
right
like
thing.
this, dude.
When
Growing
he
up in West Texas
elbows
especially.
Earl in the rib cage so that he's the one that puts himself in danger rather than letting Earl do it, I was just like, oh man, I love
What a
that.
good guy.
What a
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah. There's so many moments. There's this silliness of the 90s, and who knew that the Tremors in my mind, in the nostalgia, is actually what kicked it off. But the silly things that really come from like a lot of Robin Williams type movies, when there's a ridiculous thing that these people are doing together, but it kind of is cool.
Yeah.
And it still is cool as an adult, but the pole vaulting from rock to
I
rock is so
know.
Yeah, I
stupid.
actually
Dude, it
love
works
that,
for
though.
me 100%.
But I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's so
The
absolutely ridiculous.
synchronized pole
Yeah,
vaulting.
all at the same time. Why not?
I
man?
just wanted
Might
to
as
hear
well
like,
have been a
"Why should
musical
I
number.
wear that?"
100%. Yes, dude. It should have been a musical number. Dude, and if it had been, wouldn't have phased
That's
me.
fine.
Wouldn't have
That's
phased
fine.
me.
100%.
And how interesting there was some interesting music behind the scenes stuff on this. Did you see that, Doug?
yeah, two composers.
Take that away. I didn't read all of it, but I figured you'd be interested.
Our credited composer actually wrote a lot of the stuff that sounds like it's Lon Lon Ranch from The Legend of Zelda. The super like generic cowboy stuff.
Yes.
And then after screenings, they were like, this is not working. We need some of that John Williams, Alan Silvestri, like full Hollywood orchestra sound. So they hired another composer to come and rescore like most of the third act, which is why we get that very Back to the Future sounding orchestra.
Yep.
And that composer remains uncredited.
Interesting.
What a wonder. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
What another wonderful testament to the vibe of this movie. It was like, hey, that would have been B if we kept the country thing the whole time.
Exactly.
That changes the
Like
whole
if
dynamic.
they're running
That is
from
a
the
B
worm, it's just
movie.
like
I know, but it's that middle. It is right there in the middle. That's so fun. I didn't even think about how that's kind of the theme. Oh, now.
Yeah, it could have been. You're absolutely right. It could have been too much one way or too much the other. And I think if this, man, what a strange movie. It's just now really sinking in for me, I think, because if this movie had tried to be a blockbuster,
anything other than what it's trying to be lately,
right? I think.
No, I'm right. That works for what you're about to say.
I think if it had tried to be better than it was, it failed. If it tried to be worse than it was, it failed. Yeah. This movie, and I don't want to say it stumbled into it. It really feels like this movie knew what it was.
Yeah. It feels like it was just like
a weird thing to say about
I'm
this
here.
movie.
I know exactly what I am. Yeah.
But
what
we don't
incredibly,
dude, these movies do not exist anymore.
No. There's so many fun scenes. Like a real actual scary creature feature is feeling for someone who is completely oblivious and the monster is coming.
Yep.
You're like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yep.
The scene when Mindy, Ariana Richards, by the way, who Jurassic Park is bouncing on this pogo stick with her headphones. It's like a call, like we called it back at the beginning of this movie.
Yep.
And they're like, oh my God, no. And you're worried for her. That doesn't happen in a bad creature feature.
Totally.
You're not worried about anybody. You can't wait to see somebody die.
Dude, well, I was sad.
On all fronts.
When was it Walter Chang, the guy that owns the general store?
Yeah, they got him.
I was sad.
Yeah. I was too. They got him.
I don't know, man. This movie reached for an 8 and somehow just like kept going.
Because it gives you're also not surprised that our top 3 lived through it. Yeah. But then you simultaneously are. Like the fact that we didn't lose Earl.
Felt like Earl was going to die. Yeah.
It's because it was a better movie than I had thought at times. And I was like, no, I think they would take this from me. I think they would have a big poignant moment like that. And they didn't, which was great.
Yeah. No,
it doesn't stumble into place though, Jordan. I think you're right. I think it knew.
I think so. It feels like the guy that's like, when you're like, I need somebody to go first in karaoke, but I don't need a ringer because everybody's going to be too intimidated to go up.
Do that.
But I don't want somebody who's bad because I don't want to kill the vibe. And you have your self-aware friend who's like, that's me. You just described me. I'll go. That's what this movie is. Like the friend that's like, I know exactly what I am. Let's go ahead and go.
I'm going to show up and scream, sing, pour some sugar on me, and everybody's going to love it.
Yep. We're going to get this party started right. I think that Tremors might have just walked its way into a yearly rewatch for Jordan. But
isn't that strange? Like all the movies, we watch a lot of movies. At least 52 a year. And isn't it, I don't know, I just keep feeling how weird it is that like now when I think of movies that I think are a perfect example of something, a perfect example of a certain kind of structure that achieved exactly what they were going for and should be regarded as a template for other movies like them. Why is Tremors? How did Tremors make that list? How did Tremors become the first thing that comes to mind for that?
I know, dude.
Yeah.
But it's the best. Hey, it is, speaking of the best, it's time for the best part of the whole show, which is, of course, shout announcements. Welcome to Shout Announcements, the part of the show where we give shout outs and make announcements. Look, we got a fun shout out for you today. Friends of the pod over at Fan Theory Queries have recently also covered the Graboids by way of a fan theory. So Fan Theory Queries is a podcast where they break down fan theories from the internet, no matter how ridiculous or plausible they might be. So obviously that leads to a ton of fun. And on August 31st, they covered a theory that says Footloose is a prequel to Tremors. It's dumb.
I actually believe this because if you watch Tremors closely, the worms never dance. It seems like they really
that is true.
They
so
absolutely hate
I was
dancing.
out on this theory until I realized if you watch carefully, Kevin Bacon is in both movies.
No way. Are you serious?
Can you believe?
Did you have to look on the IMDb trivia for that?
No, that one's right there from the old noggin. But anyway, check out their show, specifically their Tremors episode. You'll probably love it.
If you heard this episode, that means you've actually checked out this show. I wish you would continue to do that.
It's us, though.
And if you're really enjoying it, I think you should share about it to others. I think it would be a wonderful move.
Give us examples.
There's a couple big milestones. There's a couple big milestones over on Spotify and on Apple iTunes that would be fun to say this is how many reviews we have. If you would do that, that would be a great thing for this podcast. We also have Patreon for you. We've got a $3 tier and a $5 tier. $3 tier gives you extra bonus episodes, which I think, I'm not going to try and make, I think these two boys are going to do one without me soon, and maybe it'll come to you soon. I'm not sure. But they owe me some Gigli.
We owe Gigli to the world.
They owe me the same
Happy
thing Ben
birthday.
Affleck owes me, which is a Gigli. And the $5 tier gets you on the Discord channel. If you picked Black Adam, you had to wait for a little bit over on Box Office Ball, where you could become a part of that through our Discord channel. But boy, you're going to make a lot of money.
Yes.
It is doing what Dwayne The Rock Johnson does, which is kiss babies at his media junket because people will die for him. And so it doesn't matter what the rating is, this movie will probably make $800 million.
Yeah, I
Carter,
think so.
Earlier, I tried to play in the space with you and have some fun with you. And
Yeah, I
you
did
just
notice that.
steamrolled right past me.
He
Dang
said,
it,
it's
what'd I
my
miss?
birthday. I don't care what you
Yeah,
say.
he had a lot of
actually,
birthday energy
yeah,
there.
it sucked.
It's tough.
Sorry.
I was just trying
I'm
to give,
sorry.
I was asking you to give examples of the type of people that really love us so that they could know who to send our show to.
Oh, the kind of people that love us
Yeah.
are the kind of people that, even though they might be old enough to know that they shouldn't be eating so late, will do it anyways
gonna do
because
it.
they care about themselves
Yeah.
and their bodies and they know what they deserve.
Honestly, that's it. To a T.
This is the kind of person that is down for the absurd, whether they've shared it or not, and they're ready for a little bit more.
Yeah. They may even be down with the sickness, if I'm being honest with you.
Ooh,
If you're being honest. And ultimately, this is the kind of person that while they enjoy seeing a movie by themselves, it is tough to not have someone on the walk talk on the way out
Better with friends, baby.
to unpack this kind of thing.
Man,
So
you
Two Chunks
nailed
and a Hunk, better with
You
friends.
nailed it. Worth the wait.
Do you know what was always my least favorite part of every live action Fantastic Four movie?
When you had to go bathroom.
When it was like 75% of the team was just people in blue suits and not Big Orange Rock Man. That's why next week we're watching The Thing. And we're so excited about it.
bud.
I can't get enough of Ben Grimm and how it really will be clobbering time.
Hey, bud. Ooh, it seems like maybe you misunderstood.
Oh, I've already watched my like down and dirty fan edits of all three Fantastic Four movies. That's only Ben Grimm parts. Am I gonna have to watch something else?
Yeah, well, we can talk off air. John Carpenter's The Thing is actually next week.
Love their music.
Carpenter.
Saw a meme recently, or no, it was a tweet. Someone shared a tweet and they're like, hey, ready to finally watch this John Carpenter movie and give a good name for this thing because they were so lazy in general about it. And like in the chain next, it was like, well, nope, they were exactly right. No idea. Still no idea what I saw. It's definitely a thing.
If you said the beginning of that sentence to someone 20 years ago, their brain would bleed.
Be like, what?
I saw a tweet. Actually, it was a meme.
Oh, yeah.
Just
A bird did what now?
brain matter, gray matter,
all the
straight
country
from the brains.
Now you're telling me, hold up now. Like
What? A bird did what now?
a bird now?
They did what to my Mimi?
Say what now? Someone was mean to you?
Now you're starting to scare me because you sound like everybody I'm related to.
Think you know Amazon? Think again. Did you know you can get a seasonal warehouse job offer today? You don't even need to interview. That means you can make extra cash before the holidays. You can even pick your own payday. And seasonal jobs can lead to full-time, regular employment. You'll be amazed by what you can get as an Amazon warehouse associate. To learn more about all the benefits of working a seasonal job at Amazon, go to amazon.com/hourly. Amazon is proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
When the leaves start rustling, the pumpkins start plumping, and the scarecrows start crowing, you heed the call of fall. Because you eat, sleep, and drink pumpkin at Dunkin'. So take your pick of pumpkin with delicious muffins, munchkins, and donuts. And pair them with a classic pumpkin spice signature latte or the ultra smooth pumpkin cream cold brew, topped with pumpkin cream cold foam. All so you can fall harder. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer. Terms apply.
I'll super dump.
Do it.
Love to start the back half off with a super
A little
dump.
grouchy.
Here is honestly, genuinely, my only super dump. We spend a lot of time just climbing up on top of rocks. I could have done with like one more method of dealing with the worms, even an attempted method of dealing with the worms that went south. It just seems like we pick rocks and then we're like, that's our move. And I think I could have dealt with like one more like.
If it ain't broke, though, honestly.
I know. I think I could have dealt with one more, like maybe a townsperson is like, I can't take it anymore. I'm going to make a run for it. And then they get swallowed or, something just to
Swallowed would be
swallowed up.
Sure.
What if they brought the pole vaulting back, but shish kebabbed a worm with the bottom of it?
See?
They pole vaulted into his
That's
head.
the stuff
That'd be
I'm
cool.
talking about.
That'd be
That's
pretty
what I
cool.
need.
Actually, I would have loved that.
That I wanted one more like kooky escape attempt or something.
Yeah.
Just to tie it all together. Because it feels for me like the middle of this movie, about the time between finding Long Skinny Worm and I'm sorry, about the time from when they got up on top of the houses to when they decide to go get the cat. There's a lot of just like being on top of houses. And I wish we'd try one more thing.
I feel that.
That's literally the only negative thing I have to say.
Here's my one complaint. I'll do my one complaint. Here's my super dump.
Is it a super dump?
It is a super dump. I think we had a couple too many tight shots. There wasn't that many wide shots, especially of the worms.
See, you can tell we liked this movie a lot.
Right. And I can get it. I get it because like the worms are puppets.
Sure.
Surprise. They didn't make real worms for this. Science wouldn't let them.
Cowards.
But like I could have used some wide shots so we could get a sense of the scale of the worms rather than its head just like out of the ground. Like something, I don't know. I mean, if we're writing Tremors fan fiction, what if one breached like a shark, like jumped up in the sky and jumped back in the ground?
Made me really happy.
But I think just like one big money, and it probably shows. I can't imagine the studio had much confidence in this movie. It did not do well in the box office. The VHS sales are what catapulted this movie to actual legitimate success.
Sure.
But our budget can't have been huge. And so those big wide shots, a big wide money shot of the monster coming up and like roaring or whatever would have been very expensive, prohibitively so, especially when you're hiring Footloose. But I just think some kind of wide shot to get the sense of the scale of the monster would have been just right for me.
Yeah, I agree. I think the monster swallowing the pipe bomb is a cool moment, but you only really get like tip of the face.
Exactly. Which in contrast to the host, like we talked about last week, where it was like, man, they kind of spoiled the surprise early and showed us the full thing. I feel like we don't really see the full thing until it's falling in the canyon at the very end.
Yeah, totally.
It's kind of fun to see the full thing at the end.
Yeah.
Specifically, my super dump.
Let's get this out of the way so we can go back to talking about how much we love Tremors.
How cool this movie is. Yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted you on your birthday. Happy birthday. Anyway.
The jerk should have died.
Oh, the kid.
The little jerk boy.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Carter wants more kids to die in movies.
To get ate by worms.
Where's the lesson learned here?
Yeah.
Isn't he supposed to be... Like even Sid got clinically messed up.
Yeah,
because the toys talked back. This kid didn't have any... Everything else was so warm with the resolutions and stuff. And then this kid just is still there.
Let's lose an arm at least.
Yeah, lose something. If you lose an arm, he shows up in Tremors 4 with a gun arm. I mean,
on
got
knife
chances
arm?
for stuff.
I'm back in if that's the case.
Actually, what if he shows up and he's half worm because it's a disease, it's contagious, and he has worm powers now?
Now you're starting to
Now you're
drift
spoiling
into
Dune, though.
Dune territory.
Spoiling.
I actually do love that Tremors cut out all the stuff that people hate about Dune, like
all the government
like,
stuff,
the politics stuff. It just
a recut of Dune.
What I want from Dune is Big Worm, and Tremors gave it to me.
Yeah, that's
you heard it here first. Dune sucks, except for Big Worm.
If the kid, what's the kid's name?
Dummy
Paul, I think.
No,
but he's a Christian. How do I?
It's Melvin. I think if Melvin,
that sucks.
Die. Why is he alive?
I think if
no Melvin lives,
I'd be
on
okay
my watch.
if Melvin, at minimum, I'm calling it bare minimum. Here's where I'm fine. If Melvin pee-pees his pants in front of everybody.
Exactly. Some sort of comeuppance for being, because that would have been the perfect three beat of the boy who cried worm, real worm. Nobody believes him because he's cried worm twice now.
Now he pee-pees his
And even
pants.
like one of his shoes gets ate or something, like some kind of consequence.
See there? Mine was the most legitimate super dump. Look what we stumbled upon on my birthday.
I actually didn't know that we were grading them and rating them.
Yeah.
Oh,
today.
dang.
What?
Yeah, sorry.
Really?
I try not to make too big a deal out of it
man.
often.
I had no
Yeah,
idea.
I probably shouldn't just bring that on you here
I had no
live.
idea. Sorry, I didn't even get you anything.
Live on the pod,
Wow.
you know?
It's so embarrassing. How much time do we have to talk about how great Fred Ward is?
Dude, he's
The rest
incredible.
of the time.
Did you know he passed away earlier this year?
I did, man.
In May. I didn't realize that. That's so sad.
I didn't either.
It's very
Won't
sad.
get him back for Tremors 9.
I think, man, I can't get over somebody losing an arm to a graboid and returning 8 movies later with a gun arm.
With a
Yeah, it'd be pretty nice. Speaking of
Like
like,
Robert Rodriguez territory over here.
yeah, then that kind of made me think of Tarantino. Then that made me think of recently, Kanye made a claim that he gave Tarantino the idea for Django Unchained.
Is he just saying stupid stuff to say stupid stuff?
Yeah, dude.
I would
he's
actually
doing
say
what
that's
he's been
one of
doing
his least
forever.
controversial claims as of late, but still not a great one, Kanye.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take a flat out lie. You know, that's fine, I guess. Anywho, Fred Ward, I found him so unbelievably charming and calming.
Completely.
If I'm in this situation with Earl, I'm chill. I'm just going to listen to him and be like, that's
absolutely
probably the right idea.
Yep.
You know, this isn't our first Fred Ward movie.
Is that true?
It is true.
That is true. I believe he is the father in Sweet Home Alabama.
Get out of town. You're crazy,
I think
man.
so. No, tell me then.
You're crazy, man.
Tell me then. 2002. He'd do it 12 years later.
Wow.
Fred Ward. Earl Smuter. Earl.
Same character, confirmed. Maybe this is a prequel to Sweet Home Babalama.
Oh, he's
Golly.
Eddie Velcoro in True Detective Season 2. He's, what's his face's dad?
Oh, look at that.
I try to avoid going on too deep of an IMDb dive until we finish recording the episodes because I like to be surprised when you guys have good trivia and stuff. But
He is just perfect for that. Though.
he really is, man. I think there's something I find comforting about redneck with a heart of gold.
Yes.
Is that why we're friends?
Yeah. Cool. I don't know. There's something that it's like, he's so redneck that it's like, oh, he's capable, man. You know he can handle himself. But at the same time, he's like, go on, man. You're into her. You dig her. Tell her. Come on, man. You don't need to be alone with an old man like me. Go on. Like, I don't know. I find it so charming.
I would be 100,000% surprised if John Bernthal's portrayal of Shane in The Walking Dead was not at least partially influenced by Earl here.
Just a touch, dude. What a great connection there.
It does not hurt that they have a similar aura about them. I don't know that they look that similar.
Is
but
in Burn. No, it's not. Say that again.
No, what did you say?
You said something.
No,
What
what
were
did you
No,
say?
it was stupid. Bernthal, I was trying to say that the actual word Earl is inside of the name. The name Earl is inside the name.
I mean, you can rearrange the
Bernthal.
letters.
That's wrong.
No, you can rearrange.
So
the letters.
as a birthday present, I'm going to grant you that. I'm going to say, yeah, I think you're right.
Oh my gosh, it's Carter's
You're
birthday.
saying such a great thing.
Yeah,
Guys, I think Michael Gross is in every single Tremors movie.
I think so too. Did you see I haven't seen Tremors 4, but in Tremors 4, he plays his own ancestor in the Old West fighting the worms in that valley, Biff Tannen style.
Up.
Get over
Guys,
your
there
actual
is
self.
now listen, we're finishing out Chunktober Creature Threacher. Are you kidding me?
Fake.
No way, man. There is such a huge part of me that wants to totally pivot and just be like, surprise, we're a Tremors podcast now.
No.
Man,
The
Tremors is
poster for Tremors 3 Back to Perfection is offensive.
Just showed that. I just showed that there on the camera.
Did you see the Tremors? Did you
While
see the
you were
Tremors
looking at it, I
7
felt
poster?
the same way. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
The legend
But he's been in all of
begins.
them.
That's the one that's
It's
in
like
the Old
he
West.
spent more time on a Tremor set than he did in Family Ties. No, what was it?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, Family Ties. He shot this movie the day after shooting the final episode of Family Ties. Isn't that great? Well, started shooting on this movie. I mean, it took more than a day.
Yeah.
I would love to see Tremors be treated the same way that Assassin's Creed is, where it's like, surprise, worms, ancient Greece. Worms, it's now Aztecs
Predator's
versus
that way
worms.
now, too.
Exactly. Like, that is so choice to me. I would love that idea.
That's hilarious.
There's a Tremors movie called Tremors: A Cold Day in Hell.
Yeah, it's Antarctic Tremors. It's Antarctic graboids. And like a polar research
Dude, the
station.
most
They're in
recent
the
one
ice.
is from 2 years ago
I know.
with Napoleon Dynamite.
Right? I'm telling you. I'm telling you,
true?
a Tremors, like a Tremors series would be so much fun. And at this point, we're already 1 week down. It's only 7 more to go.
Stop. We're not doing that. yet.
We could call it How About Them Worms. Does
How
that
about them
get
worms?
you? Does that move your needle at all? We could call
Amazing.
it Don't Wormy, Be Happy. Does that move your needle at all?
See,
worry me,
now I'm
darling.
back in. Now I'm back in.
Right?
Don't worry me, darling.
Don't worry, darling.
It's very good. Here's what I think is maybe the most important takeaway. So many times we find ourselves so enjoying stupid movies.
Yeah.
And I think it's beautiful that the three of us have a shared place in our heart for dumb fun. And it makes me
Right.
very happy and very thankful.
For sure.
Can you
I love that.
imagine
It's one of my
if we
favorite.
had somebody on this podcast who was like, this movie sucks. This was
The worms
stupid.
look fake.
They don't even look real. The acting is bad. I hate that. Like, can you imagine?
Get out of here.
Yeah, what a bad vibe for this episode.
It wouldn't have happened.
It's just so,
It wouldn't have worked.
I don't know, guys. Like, I feel like the three of us have almost identical taste in movies, which might not make for a good podcast, but it often makes for a great friendship. That we
What
can,
is a podcast if not a friendship that
if
other
not a
people are
friendship
forced
you
to
can
listen to?
hear. Yes.
It is very similar, I think. But we've got our branches.
The fact that we have the same energy now, being like, can you guys believe how much we loved this? As we did at the end of like 3
Catwoman.
billboards or something, where we were like, can you believe how much we loved this and how perfect this was?
Yeah, totally.
It's just wild to me.
Totally. It's the same thing, man. It's like I'll eat a Taco Bell taco just as fast as I'll go eat like the nicest like chicken mole enchilada with
Yeah.
like all the fixins. And I'll be just as happy about both, baby.
Right.
Yeah, dude.
Because like Tremors, Taco Bell knows exactly what it
know
is.
what
And it's
they're
like, hey,
doing.
listen,
Do you want
if you
Doritos?
come here,
We
this is
know.
what you're getting. Yeah.
We already know you want Fritos in your burrito.
We
We already
know-
dumped them in there.
We know you're gross, and we're going to make you a taco out of a grilled cheese sandwich.
They
It
gently
sucks, but
grab
you
your
love
hand
it.
and they say, we're gross too.
Come on, so gross. I told you about the Jack in the Box pumpkin spice milkshake right now, right?
No.
It's a Halloween themed pumpkin spice Oreo milkshake, and it's called the Basic Witch.
Oh, you did tell us this.
Dude,
I feel like
would
I
love
remember
that.
this.
I actually don't know if there's a Jack in the Box close to me, but I would love to go get that.
I think there's one across the highway, Doge.
They break the rules, man.
Is it legal? Can they legally build
I
one
did
here
buy
in my city?
Callie a pumpkin pie shake from Brahms the other day.
Yeah?
And she said that it slapped.
Dude, I got Brahms for dinner the other day. They have a double quarter pounder pepper jack jalapeno hamburger. That sent me straight to heaven.
I love a Brahms.
And I put Carter, the hot sauce you told me about, that habanero honey mustard. Put that all over there.
Sounds fantastic.
Absolutely choice.
Sounds fantastic. I'm so freaking hungry right now.
You can tell we're out of movie thoughts. This happens every once in a while. We get out of movie thoughts. We're just like, can you believe what I ate lately?
yeah, this only happens sometimes, Doge. Sure.
Maybe we should have a dedicated, like a lightning rod where it's like, hey, every 3 weeks we get to tell everybody what our
About the
most
weird
recent
stuff we
yummy
ate.
time was.
Yeah.
That will be our first branch off, like 15-minute
Exactly.
Like a food
other
podcast.
podcast is talking about food.
Yeah.
Why are we not?
Yeah. It's a food or a video game spinoff is inevitable at this point.
It's a
just gonna
15-minute Wednesday
happen.
show called Delicious Wednesdays.
Oh, and before we rate this movie, this is a great time. Doge, how's your Bloodborne progress? Let's check in. I'm keeping you accountable.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm in Old Yarnum right now. I'm trying to
Okay.
figure out who my next boss is going to be.
I know who it is.
I'm quite enjoying it. I just I
Buy some
popped out,
pungent blood cocktails.
met that hunter who was like, "Turn around. This is only for me."
Oh, you went and talked to him?
No, I didn't meet him yet. He just started talking to me over the edge of the city.
Oh, yeah.
I met the patient beasts.
Yeah. They're easy. There's some hunters that aren't. That's fun. I'm glad you're still playing. That's great.
Yeah.
Well, we should rate it.
do it
Let's
then.
rate it. I'm so pumped about this. For two chunks and a hunk. Why did I say that? We're going to rate this movie using the scientific cinema scale, which is perfect. And as follows. The best thing we could ever say about a movie is own it. Don't lend it. Buy that poster. The next best thing is buy it. That's followed by rent it and then stream it. After that is forget it. And last, but certainly least, the worst thing we could ever say about a movie. God hath forsaken us.
I'll go first because mine is the wildest thing I've ever said on a podcast. I'm going to buy the poster for Tremors because I actually think there is not a single thing really wrong with this movie. I think that it would be very easy for even like a screenwriting course to be based around Tremors. The way that we, like, our characters grow and change, we track motivation, we escalate stakes, we have a multi-stage monster. Like, it is absolutely perfect. And it is somehow exactly the sum of its parts. And that's great. That math is perfect for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm buying the poster for Tremors. It rules. Like, I don't know. It's these ratings. We've already established that the rating doesn't mean I think it's like Oscar worthy. It's the best, dude. Are you kidding me? I would hang a Tremors poster on my wall in a heartbeat. It's a poster. This movie rules.
Yeah. Tremors is a unique experience because we were talking about it before and during, and I'm sure we will be after. It's like, you know, being surprised that it's 85% on Rotten Tomatoes, but then not. It's like this right down the middle of being really walking the line of a B movie and being really good.
Yeah.
Creature feature, taking itself seriously. And I think one of the reasons why we can't place it is because it's never happened again, right?
Right.
Has it just never happened again? Is there another movie that has done this? Maybe we're missing this and someone's yelling it.
I'm sure there has been other,
like
maybe not
this
creature
exact
features.
vibe?
Maybe not creature features, but other movies that just perfectly thread that needle of, is it a B movie? Is
Yeah,
it
that's
a real
what I'm talking
movie?
about.
Who knows? I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. So I can't not. There's parts of me that are like, surely don't buy the poster.
Well, that's what indie movies
It's
are now,
Tremors.
right?
It's Tremors.
Yeah.
But I will.
Yes,
Because
sir.
it's Tremors.
Yes, sir. That's a triple poster for Tremors. Mark it.
Amazing.
What on earth just happened? It's like, you know, you get right here in it too. And I think there's so many times that we see something that someone else didn't and open our eyes to. You know what? That did suck. That might have made it worse for me. But none of us can find anything.
Yeah.
We all put our peepers on it.
Yeah.
And there's not much wrong with Tremors.
Legitimately can't think of a thing
I
wrong
do
with this
want
movie.
a graboid stabbed in the mouth by their pole vaulting poles, but still, that's fine.
Yeah.
Would have been fun.
Or one of them pole vaulting and just
You know
falling
what?
into
Stream
its
it. I
mouth.
changed my mind.
Forget it. The worms were fake. If you look close enough,
They're
you
not
can tell
even
they're
real
puppets.
worms. They couldn't even use real worms. Like, I know you're low budget, but
Couldn't get the permits. When Jim Cameron couldn't get the permits, he just shot when the cops weren't around. That's how he made Terminator. I'd love to see some of that ambition in Tremors.
That's why the
can't
cop-
get real worms.
That's why he has the cop in Terminator 2 to trick the police.
Trick the police. What's the word? Police.
Well, that's Tremors. I can't believe this, to be honest with you, but I can. I knew
that
10 minutes in that I would love it.
That we rated Tremors collectively as a show. We've rated Tremors. We've given it the highest possible civilian honor that we can bestow upon a movie.
And I'll stand by it.
It's like that 2 chunks and a hunk Medal of Freedom goes to Tremors.
I would say that a great metric for somebody who would probably really love our show is how they feel about Tremors.
You're walking around our hallowed halls where all we put is the posters. And you're like, Silence of the Lambs, Alien, 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Tremors, Return of the King.
Hey, I'm about it. Everything you just said, I'm about it.
I would actually hang all those posters here in my office.
Did we buy the poster for Furious 7 too? We've done
I'm sure
silly.
we did.
Yeah, dude.
We're fine. We're fine.
Our rating system is so garbo, it doesn't matter at all.
I would
man.
actually say that's a really good point. You can replace Carter's entire list of people who our podcast is for, and you can just say it's for people who agree with us that Tremors is awesome.
The Tremors rules. Yeah, if you
Yeah.
think that Tremors rules,
This is
you'll
for
probably
you.
like this podcast.
This
That's
is for
a good
you.
metric for sure. Hey, next week we will be doing John Carpenter's The Thing. I've seen it. The two
Fantastic
of them
one.
haven't. Cannot wait. I just can't wait to watch this movie again, much less talk to you guys about it. It's going to be so much fun. To
very
end
excited.
today's episode, I'd like for each of us to say our name and what method we would use. You know what? No, it has to be, you have to be able to do it right now in your house. How would you fight a graboid? Like the attack is imminent. There's no time to like run to Home Depot. How are you fighting this graboid?
Oh no. I got it. I know.
I think I know as well. For 2 chunks and a hunk, my name is Jordan Wonders. Here's the deal. I'm setting up like a mousetrap style trap for this graboid. I'm going to fill the bathtub with water. I'm going to set the crock pot with an extension cord precariously dangling over the bathtub with the lid ever so slightly perched to give it a counterbalance. When the tremors begin, hopefully at the exact time that the graboid comes from underneath, because I'll be making rumblings in the tumblings just to make sure they know where I'm at. I dive. Graboid makes smash makes crockpot tip, extension cord and bathtub. This thing's getting fried.
Zap.
This thing's
Zap.
getting tempura'd.
I love that.
A little graboid tempura.
The umami, absolutely.
Ooh, the
delicious.
And the ooh daddy that you feel after you kill the worm.
No, I don't like any of these last 10 seconds.
Sorry, it is your birthday. We'll edit them out.
Sorry, happy
for you.
birthday, man.
Happy birthday.
Thanks,
I don't think
dude.
anybody's told you yet.
I just want to say
Now
happy
you say
birthday.
it. Now you say it.
Sorry, to end this episode, I'd like each of us to say our name and to wish Carter a happy
Everybody
birthday.
tell Carter happy birthday. I'm Doge, and on this day, Carter's birthday, the way I'm killing my lousy worm neighbor is I'm going into my yard, and it's so simple. And I can't believe Kevin Bacon didn't think of this. I'm turning on my lawnmower, and I'm walking away.
Interesting.
The worm hears the motor running, comes up from underneath, and what's that? Uh-oh, he gets chopped up.
Like a pencil in a sharpener that's a little too fast. Just
He gets chopped
all
up.
the way
I'm
in.
sharpening my graboid. He gets chopped up.
Very good.
I love it.
And now I have graboid julienne.
You can do a lot with that.
I'm Carter, birthday boy.
Happy birthday, Carter.
Hey, happy birthday, man.
And it's not just yet winter. And so I don't have a ton of these, but I do remember as I go out to the garage trying to think of what kind of tools, because I know it's coming, that I've got 3 bundles of wood left and fire starters and a Honda Civic that I wish would not be in this world anymore anyways.
2
So
birds
I'm
with
going
one
to
stone.
I'm going to do, instead of a fireplace, I'm setting with 3 bundles of wood and fire starters, this Honda Civic on fire. I'm opening the garage, which is really loud, putting that bad boy in reverse and just letting it leave my house for a little graboid to get a little taste. Get burnt up. Probably going to blow up at some point.
Yeah. You got charbroiled graboid at that point.
Charbroiled oil.
Just like Burger King.
We live in a world where graboids are still a threat. They're like sharks or something. And it's like it's like more of a nuisance though. I think if you were to kill sharks for fun, people might be against that. But graboids, it's like they're mosquitoes.
An invasive species. Just get them.
It's if you're in the right place, that one vacation you have in your life where there's no budget, you're like, you know what? Or someone's doing something fancy for you. Lo and behold, I hear they make graboid here. They prepare it. Like we're not going to get like a huge, Viking looking thing, but like bits of it, like in a sashimi or something. Are you going after it? Are you going to try some? If they can promise you it, maybe it is a touch like pufferfish though. That's like,
They've gotta cook it just
1 in
right.
10 shot to die.
I will try, listen to me, any meat. I would not be afraid to eat graboid.
I don't think I eat it. I think it feels too
I
much
would
like
eat
a
it
bug.
for sure. I would eat a bug.
It does feel
can't
a
eat a
tad
bug.
buggy, doesn't it?
Oh, so you hate
is
the
it
earth.
eating?
You don't want it to be around for our
I just have a
kids. You don't
bug
want
thing. I have a bug
sustainability.
thing. There's no chance.
All right. Big Spider-Man fan over here has a bug thing.
Okay. Interesting.